So today's my last day of being 31. First and foremost, like the biggest thing in my brain is the fact that I'm launching this bag in a few days. This is the world's first backpack made inside and out from recycled ocean plastics. And the trials and tribulations of the past year are really kind of why I'm here now. So I moved to New York. That's kind of the biggest thing. I started out year 31 in Spain. I was with friends for about 3 weeks where I used to live, recharging my batteries before coming to New York. Super excited because I was launching a pop-up shop, launching a bunch of new products, a line of watches, suitcases, and everything. It was a super exciting start to the year. That was a really nice highlight starting point. But then in December, I broke out in this rash called shingles. It was like red scar, spotty, scratchy thing that wrapped around from my sternum to my spine. And that was just a stress reaction. I looked at the numbers of the business and it wasn't lining up how much we were spending on ads versus what was coming in was making sense, but what was actually coming in at the end of the day after it would, go through like Amazon fees and all these kinds of things, and it just didn't work out. 2 weeks later, I started dry heaving. I was gonna surprise my family and fly home for Christmas, but I couldn't afford to all of a sudden. So I spent Christmas sitting on a couch, eating instant noodles, and then FaceTiming my family, but like wiping the sadness on my face. Yeah, I'm having a great time. New York's good. Trying to sort of put on that fake show, but it was that was rough. But then the next day, 2 days after Christmas, ended up being on the New York Stock Exchange floor, live on TV with Cheddar, explaining like all the new products and what we were doing. So that was really cool. So a lot of this like high-low throughout the year, highlights, lowlights, highlights, ups and downs. Some tough stuff. I met a girl though. Her name's Lindsay, and she is the most wonderful. She's the most wonderful human I've ever met. We laugh constantly at the dumbest shit. It's amazing. So happy to be sharing so much of our lives together. Anyway, I'll keep it to work for the most part. I won't be too lame. We started shipping all the bags for the Kickstarter stuff. I was wearing leopard print pants for 9 months straight. What? Who does that? I made it as a bet, sort of a challenge thing, to like prove my commitment to the Kickstarter backers of how serious I was, that I was going to deliver everyone's products. Got everyone's products, and them shipping costs were exorbitant. Managed to sort of get through it. And then when the products got to everyone, there was an issue with the solar bank. So these solar banks that we shipped out, which is a solar bank with a power bank built into it, the LEDs didn't work on a ton of units. And now our factory, this is in March, it's now like months and months and months later, the factory still hasn't fixed their mistake. So we are having to just deal with the brunt of this. It's been a big challenge. Running a business is tough. Yeah. And then through some of this really tough stuff, I spent like 3 weeks just kind of aimlessly like wondering, what am I doing with my life? What's this? I couldn't get any work done. I was just kind of, I guess I was depressed probably. I spent a bunch of time, it'd been about a year, I've been trying to figure out the supply chain thing of how to use recycled ocean plastics, like garbage recovered from the ocean, to be turned into fabric for bags. And I just sort of doubled down on my efforts to figure that part out and make sure that we could make it happen. And realized that, rather than waiting until I was in my 50s and like starting a foundation or something, I wanted to start changing the world now, and I had the tools to do it. It's always been something I've wanted to do. Something positive for the oceans, something with solar power. That's why the solar panels came in. But really it stems from this thing. This is weird to be honest about this. When I was 17, I told the girl that I was dating at that point that I wanted to change the world. And her response to me, I remember it like clear as day, was, Adrian, you're not going to change the world. You're just normal. And I believed it. And I just sort of started crumbling down as a person. Um, anyway, when I left that relationship at 25, yeah, I got married. I had to get divorced. It was tough. But then I started building the life that I wanted to live, and I'm so much happier on the other side. And I've been able to, since 25, start rebuilding my life, start building my life from scratch the way that I wanted it to be. So there's a hot tip for you, kids, if you're listening. If you're in a relationship with someone that maybe doesn't fully believe in you, don't stay. There is someone out there that believes in you, and that'll make all the difference. And if there's not someone that believes in you, then enjoy being single and carry on. Yeah. Anyway, that's a big sidetrack. I guess that's kind of where my head's at, is I'm appreciative of the fact that I've found a really great relationship to be in. I'm feeling positive and healthy, and I've cut back on drinking in a big way. I spent a lot of my late 20s drinking a lot. I was living in Spain. Alcohol was cheap, and yeah, I'm glad to not be doing that anymore. And focused on doing the things that matter, doing things that will have a lasting impact on the world. Yeah, that's kind of where my head's at. It's been an interesting year. It's been a challenging year. I've learned a lot. I've grown a ton, and I'm excited to be actively pursuing the things that I want to be pursuing, and knowing that it's worth it. That's the other thing. I've rather than this black and white thinking that you can sometimes have, or that I can sometimes have, with either it's going to go perfect or it's going to go horribly wrong. It's like, no, you know what? Nothing's going to go perfect, and it's probably not going to go horribly wrong either, but it'll be somewhere in the middle of those two things. And the more focused, the more dedicated you are, the more it'll lean towards the better. And if you kind of slack off, it'll probably not go so well. So as long as you can surround yourself with the right people and, work hard, you can steer it towards going on the better side. So I'm excited to be heading towards the better side, confidently knowing that that's where it's going, because I have the power and control to do that. So yeah, happy 31 years completed for me. Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. This is a little slice of my life. I'm living in New York now for 10 days shy of a year, and I'm loving it. I feel like I'm home for the first time in 7 years, and I couldn't be happier. I'm stoked to be here. I'm stoked to be setting down roots and getting all up in there, getting firmly planted. I had this craziness during this year where I didn't know if I was going to be able to stay. My visa could have been denied. I didn't know what was happening. I have friends that their visas got denied this year. They moved back to Canada and the UK and different places. So I feel really lucky. I feel very fortunate that mine was approved and that I'm able to stay here. This fucking great city. It's a good town. Anyway, I don't know. Happy birthday to me or some shit. Thanks for listening. See ya.